Yeah, my name's Angus. I am a storyteller by using film and photography. Uh, so director of photography. Yeah, that's me. Uh, excuse me. What do I think about most? Um, Very abstract thoughts, I would say. Although there isn't anything specific that I think about on a daily basis. I I think the thing that drives me most is probably uh, seeking further potential and progress in myself and others, and how I am able to facilitate that. Um, I think it's individualized. I think everyone has their own mindset uh, towards any given topic or subject. Mindset can be anything from day-to-day thoughts to specific thoughts on specific topics, as well as I think the standout thing for many people is mental health. Um, but I don't think there is for me, mindset isn't a positive or negative. It's much more of a balancing act. Yeah, it's a tricky question. Mindset as a coach. I mean, that's another thing I do is I work as a human performance mindset coach. So I think for me it's definitely individualized rather than um, a an umbrella, I should say. Progressive, I would hope. I think we're all allowed. We all get given circumstances that put us into a negative mindset, if that's the thing, or a bad mindset. But I think it's for me, it would be how we deal with that and how quickly we deal with that. How I'm able to um, get to a bit of a bad point to find a quick solution. My mindset would be is always that. I think it's I don't think it ever is a negative or a positive that's binary. It's much more progressive. I allow myself to have those bad days and then kind of not dwell on them, but work on them. Yeah, how have my thoughts changed over my life? Um, that's a tricky question because prior to turning 25, I was very much I would say a relatively different person to what I am now. I was very materialistic. I was very money orientated and driven via an idealized belief of what success should be. My mindset now is very different in terms of um, I, I'd much rather be happy in figuring out what that means. So that's literally the little things, um, and being much more present rather than looking to the past or or future. Although I can still do that. I think it's a learning curve. For me, what's changed is uh, I've understood what it means to learn, educating myself in that. So that would be it. Um, in my as a profession, I don't indulge myself in that idea of thinking of what other people think or their mindsets. Again, I think it's very much individualized to that person. Um, in overall society, we live in one where we are only given bad news or negative news from to the most part anyway, and I think that has a massive impact on how people see external factors of their life from their lives. So I think that plays into it. But overall, I would hope that from what I've seen, I think there's many more people who are open to educating themselves in terms of well-being and happiness and and positive mindset growth. But I can't speculate on overall mindsets of everyone else. Allowing the bad to be bad, but then finding growth and progress from those, and being incredibly present in all those moments of both negativity and positivity. I think well-being is understanding of your own thoughts and then knowing that they are, or they can be, momentary, and it's being okay with that. There's many things I do in terms of actual practices: breath work, meditation, general exercise. But I think personally for me, it's learning about any subject. I can ramble off random useless facts for minutes, if not hours, and I enjoy the research. I really thrive off learning and understanding, and finding empathy for all topics and all people. That keeps my mentality healthy, I would say. But yeah, general movement and a lot of breath work. That doesn't really matter what kind of technique, but specifying Wim Hof and cold water therapy. So taking cold showers every morning, things like that. This is actually I'm gonna pull this from one of my clients, who's actually a close friend and also the guy who coached me and mentored me and trained me as a coach. No one in the world has ever gained strength or resilience without the adversity. You have to first go through all the rubbish and the bads to find an ability to say, I can do something, I can get through this, I've got the strength to do this. And I think, as much as, again, it's their company, I don't want to speak on their behalf, but that very much resonates with me. But again, prior to 25, I was a very different person. And if I hadn't gone through all that, I wouldn't be doing what I do now. So I think strength and resilience is something that is learned and not necessarily taught. It's taught to individuals in a very different way, but it's taught to you in life lessons and lessons that you go through. But you can only gain strength and resilience through all the rubbish that happens. So yeah, that's what it means to me. People. I used to think it was from myself. I used to think it was from doing a lot of meditation and breath work, and as much as it is a lot of some of the time, I am able to work on thoughts by myself and digest them, and then work on them and put all the practices in place. But I think my strength definitely comes from having the right people around me, and not necessarily the right people, but just people. I think for me, I gain so much joy in listening and learning about someone else that it makes me very capable of being myself. And yeah, I find a lot of strength in listening and learning from other people. When have I most needed resilience and strength? I can't really think of a specific moment off the top of my head. I'm sure there probably is one. But I find that I need it on a daily basis. I find that without the practices I have in place, and without the ability to talk to other people, and without the without the empathy I hope I have for other people, I wouldn't be able to be as resilient and have the strength to do what I do on a daily basis. For me, again, I can't think of a specific moment, but I think it's every day, at any given point where something might crop up. Yes, I would. Are they all connected? How? They're most certainly connected. Mindset and well-being comes from strength and resilience. Depending how you see mindset and well-being, you will gain. Well, yeah, depending how you see well-being and mindset, whether that's positive or negative, or have it as binary, or have it as a bit of a moving flow. Learning what strength and resilience means provides better mindset, provides better well-being. But yeah, again, for me, it's understanding that there has to be some form of adversity to get to that, to get to those points. How do they connect? I think that's what it is. I think it's they connect because you can't have one without the other. That's it. Yeah, for me, you can't have strength and resilience and positive well-being and good mindset without any of those traits, without the resilience, without the strength. But again, you have to go through adversity and a load of other crap to get to that point. So yeah, they definitely connect. Yeah. I'm gonna answer this with a bit of a question mark on that. In all fairness, in many respects, yes. I think in my immediate community of friends and family and colleagues, yeah, I think we have the ability to understand what it means to get to a positive mindset, have a healthy well-being, have a healthy life, good well-being. Each individual has their own strength of their own and are again resilient in their own right. But I think on a general basis, I think that's a difficult question for many people to understand because what they may see as weakness for others will be strength and resilience. So I do often question. I often question that, but in my immediate community, I would say yes to most parts, to most degrees. I think everyone is in their own right, have all those traits. Yeah. No, I'm happy with my answers. I think that's it.